So, for those who might remember, I did a video series where, by chapter for each video, I was responding to one of Onision's god-awful books. The book in question was Reaper's Creek, where it really, really gives the narrative for his god complex. After a while, I guess completing the 19th chapter, because I thought it was the last one, or hoped it was the last one, I wasn't going to do any more videos because, honestly, I wasn't going to pay for the books. Recently, I told a friend from work about my YouTube channel, as well as Onision, who he is, and his god-awful books. Now, I'm sure a lot of you people are probably wondering, why am I bringing this up? Well, funny thing how fate works sometimes. Because today, or at least as I'm recording this, I got something in the mail. And I think this clip best summarizes my reaction to seeing the contents inside the package. That's right. If you haven't seen the title, actually, you should have seen the title before clicking on the video. We're not done. Oh my gosh. You guys can't see it, but I'm in pain. Because not only do I find out that a coworker, who I probably should not have told I record videos on this creep, but apparently that he also made books, this person then proceeded to send me all 3 of these books to do videos on. And I find out that out of for the one that I thought I completed, there is still 5 more chapters.
Damn it, Wade!
So, goody for me. I get to read more of this terrible book. So, trying not to delay it any further, why don't we go on out to chapter 20. Oh my gosh. Which the title of the chapter is God. Oh gosh. All right, let's just get over this. I felt like I was covered in slime, laying on the ground, staring at a distant white light. The ground was hard, cold like ice. Hairline cracks I could barely sense ran through the white and black Venus surface. Or is it Venus? I fucking don't know. His spelling is half the time atrocious. That seemed to stretch on for miles into the blackness that surrounded me. You're not as powerful as you think, Daniel. A voice came from the white glowing light above me. Looking up, I called back. I didn't ask for any of this. I don't care about any of this. The voice shouted back, don't waste my time, Daniel. And with a thunderous boom, the light shot forward and smacked against the ground in front of me. I wanted to see what was beneath the light, so I altered my eyes to cut through whatever cloaked this creature was putting up. Immediately, time slowed in accordance with my will, and a skull riddled with decay was revealed beyond the light. The lower jaw of the skull was missing, and the spine of this creature was being held together by screws and metal bars. My vision went to white, then black as the creature impacted the rock floor we stood upon. I corrected my eyes again to see a man standing before me, with an aura that glowed yellow. His eyes shined blue, and he wore a black and white striped suit. Only this suit seemed to have no ends, like it just faded into his bones. He spoke again. "I am an angel, and you are disrupting the order of our world." I replied immediately, "You are no angel, you are deaf. I saw your rotting bones, and what you are showing me now is a lie." The creature stomped on the ground furiously and screamed, "What? How could you possibly? What are you?" And he shot his hand up in the air, clicking his fingers together. The healthy-looking man he was projected flickered to his bone form as he clicked. I don't get that sentence, but whatever. Silence fell on the room as his jawless face turned to me. I felt it smile even though the bones before me remained still. Upon the second echo of his clicked fingers bouncing through the black room, I felt my chest explode. My spine ripped out my back as my heart shot forward. My face turned to joy as my blonde hair thrusted backwards. I could only hope that this creature was going to lead me to the answers I craved. My upper body separated from the bottom, and my head smacked against the ground. My blood flew in all directions, even splattering against the creature's dead stare. The creature's dead stare. You fucking idiot. The Reaper silently walked toward my upper body and bent over to look into my eyes. I mouthed words silently to him. I felt the confusion of the Reaper. He had no answer. What was I trying to say? I think you mean he had no idea what I was trying to... Wait. This fucking book's frustrating to me. Laughter erupted through me, causing blood to shoot out of my mouth onto his skull again. I could read the mind of the Reaper now. I saw every life he took, every person he robbed of this world before their time, and in the most unforgivable ways. He watched groups of orphan children burn. He danced to the cries of women being invaded, violated, and murdered by forces from other countries. The order I was disrupting was not made up. There was, in fact, an order. And this Reaper designed the order to be merciless and indiscriminate. I wanted this Reaper, death itself, to understand what I was saying in my mangled state on the floor, so I altered the code to rattle his head with the sound of my amplified voice. The words I mouthed were "say goodbye to control," as the creature shook and screamed at the echoes of my voice exploding through his mind. He yelled back, "I am in control. I am deaf." Okay. Altering the code, I surrounded the creature and his screams with a gray material I designed myself in seconds. I created it to contain any force, including death itself. I bound the creature, controlling the mass with my mind, and as the gray material fully enclosed around this reaper, I crushed him to the size of a child's marble. Still laying on the floor in pieces, the black rock in my head shot out of my defeated body and formed a new shell around it. I liked the body of the man that was thrust onto me before and kept his form. Walking around to the marble, now rolling around on the floor, I picked it up and held it in front of my face. I could still feel the energy of the creature inside. Unfortunately for the creature, however, it could not process thought with its new condition. I had converted the existence of death into a cripple and impotent state. I had to alter the code of reality again, but to extract the origin of this Reaper from a state of comprehension that didn't exist before. As I scanned the data before me, I found the source of death. It aligned closely with what most humans considered God. But in the code, I also saw truth many had never imagined. God was not the source of all things. God was not another son. He created evil like death because he was evil himself. The devil never really existed, as people had believed for so long. The devil was just an aspect of God's divided personality. Like anyone's father when he is in his worst mood. Every crime, every tear that fell, it was caused by God. He created death, he created our suffering, and he sent the Reaper to end me. The code before my eyes revealed God's face, and the expression he had when he sent death to me. He was not too busy to handle this himself. He was just afraid. Diving deeper into the code, I could see God's father, a man by the name of Cole. Cole was unlike God in that God was flesh through and through. Cole, however, had no flesh in his skull whatsoever. It was composed of a substance any human would perceive as gas or dust. Dust. I searched the code for God's location, however, 3 different locations came back to me. Without hesitation, I lifted my arm directing my energy to my former body. Laying there, split in 2 on the floor, my former flesh united again, my skull filled with light and closed to become whole again. I spoke to the old body as a new stone formed within its heart. You are everything I am not. You are compassion where I am cruel. You are true where I am lost. But you are programmed just like everything else in this world. The body spoke back in a soft and strong voice. I am here to serve you. I feel everything you are. Without further instruction, the body shot through the seemingly endless black above us and ripped a hole as his body shot through the limits of the illusion death had surrounded us in. The body looked down on me as the walls of black flowed down to the ground miles all around me, like curtains being ripped from the windows in slow motion. The body's hair floated before the now exposed sun. He smiled on me as a tear slid down his face. I flinched my eyes at him, and his smile faded. Within a blink, he was gone to confront one of the god locations. Now, seeing the fabric walls fade around me, I could see I was very near where I was hit with the beam of energy earlier. My chains were lifted. I could feel my freedom again. The second and third god location would be up to me. Picking one, I launched off the ground, cratering the rock left in my wake as I flew at a blinding speed. I called for Julia to meet me miles outside my destination. She arrived seconds after I did. Julia, it's still fucking creepy that this character's named Julia, especially since his daughter's named Julia. Oh gosh. Julia walked toward me with a concerned expression. She knew who I was. She was already in my mind. I think you might be too old for me now, Daniel, she said with a smirk, observing my new appearance. I laughed and grabbed her by the throat. Light illuminated under my palm on her neck as she dove into my thoughts once more. I could feel Julia let herself get overtaken by fear. She spoke in my mind. You want me to kill God? I spoke aloud in response. I just put everything you need in your body. It'll attach to you in a way that cannot be separated by anything but me. Julie looked down at the ground as I released her throat. She began to cry. I could see I was out of line asking so much of her. She had the tools now, but not the will. I spoke again. I've asked too much. This is my dysfunctional way of spending time with you, but clearly I didn't think about you before thinking of myself. Julie looked up and said again, in my mind, anything less screwed up I can do for you, Daniel, as she wiped away her tears from the stress I caused her. I held out my hand upside down and clenched. She reached out hers. A marble hit her palm. Julie looked up at me concerned. I spoke aloud again. That is the Grim Reaper. He is frozen in there and cannot escape. Hold on to him for me. Will you? Julie began to say something back, but couldn't finish her thought. I was already gone. The body had already concluded the first god location. I wanted to beat him to the others. Okay. So that was chapter 12 of Greg's book. Clearly, this is a clear example of friggin' God, the whole God complex that Greg has. Oh, wait, you're the Grim Reaper? Oh, then guess what? I now apparently have the power over you. Which, the basic theme I've noticed is, especially when it comes down to behavior, is control. And sure enough, that whole theme of Greg's behavior as well as the characters is just about the same. Alright. I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. I had a brain fart. I think it's because of this book. Anyway, with that being said, this is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.